swing and maybe one of the best bats in college softball.
This is the player in the Gators lineup that you want to circle. Jocelyn Erickson has been on fire, 66 RBIs this year, but this past weekend going 6 for 10 with 3 doubles and 2 home runs. She is a phenom, Saucy Jossie in the box. I wouldn't want to throw to her.
I think it's a sentiment shared by many. In the circle tonight, the Gators will turn to right-hander Caitlin Oxley.
Oxley has been the Saturday starter for this Gators squad with Ava Brown being out, but she's gonna come in hot on the right side with a ton of spin, low to mid 60s. Not gonna blow it by you, but her screwball on different levels and her changeup is gonna be the separator, along with that rise and curve that she's gonna throw as well.
She'll face an FGCU team led by a former Florida Gator in Lindsay Fico. Her first season brought that Mercer team to the Gainesville Regional last year. Always kind of a special moment when you get to come back to where you played.
It's a treat, the relationships that you've built, the people that you've had the pleasure of being coached under, and Tim Walton. I mean, she nods her hat to him in her career, and she just calls this place home. It's a special place for her, along with some other people on the squad.
She echoed that when she first met Coach Walton and started practicing under him, knew he'd be destined for great things. And Oli Black, bottom of the order, trying to do some great things, saying break FGCU's D1 steals record.
She's only 2 steals away from that record. A generational player at the bottom of the lineup, looking to flip that switch and show us some speed tonight.
First pitch is inside from Caitlin Oxley. We are underway. Umpire and crew tonight, Kevin Condor, Anthony Small, Stephen Gould. Oxley's 1-0. It is pulled third base side by Sietske Drivers, one of the best hitters in this FGCU order. A couple of home runs this year out of the Netherlands originally. Transferred in from Florida Southwestern. Has been a rock-solid catcher for them behind the dish and has been great at the plate as well. 1-1. And just strike on the outer half. It's 1-2.
Coach Fico said that Drivers has improved tremendously and credits that a lot to her mentality and her growth with how she approaches the game.
Oxley a 1-2 in row. A fly ball as it fouled. Lindsay Fico said she is a beast. They've been very focused on the mental side with her as a hitter and just dealing with the expectation of perfection and trying to find something here on a 1-2 from Oxley. That just missed. 2-2. Ren Oxley has become Florida's everyday Saturday starter through the course of this season. Has also been getting the nod in the midweeks from Florida. As sophomore sends it 2-2. Roped past Grover at third. That's just foul. And the Gators have needed arms to step up with Ava Brown unavailable to pitch since an injury in late February. And she stepped up in a big way, got the start against South Carolina game 2 of the series. And did enough to help Florida in their sweep. Ava Brown watching on for a 2-2. It's pulled down the third base line. Grover makes the play, and there's one down.
They didn't come out on the other side, Drivers, but a really good at bat to set the tempo of this game. If I'm in the dugout and I see my leadoff batter have a lengthy at bat like that and put a good bat on the ball, gives the rest of the team some confidence.
Kamari Williams steps up. And first pitch is humping in from Ren Oxley. Kamari Williams, also a transfer from Florida Southwestern. Played in 116 games there. He's knocked in 8 this year. On the 0-1 delivery. Williams flares one up into center field. Shoemaker's over. And she'll go make the snap. Taylor Shoemaker continuing to see starts in center field, part of the continued tinkering from this coaching staff in the outfield, but it feels like those 3 Gator outfielders have found some comfortability in those spots.
And I think sometimes, you know, with the matchups and how the season progresses, you'll see on different teams just the lineup being tinkered with and the defense being tinkered with as well. And seems to me as they found a groove in the outfield. We're used to seeing Shoemaker in right field with Kenja Falby in center field last year, and then this year with Townsend, but Townsend has since moved over to left field with McClellan in right field as well.
102 Wiggs And Paris Wiggs takes low for ball 2. The Gainesville native transferred in from Mercer, one of a handful of transfers that followed Lindsay Fico from the Bears. She's had a hot bat as of late. 12 hits in her last 8 games. 2-0. It's off speed. 3 balls, no strikes. Came home with 52. You see, went to Gainesville High School just down the road. Was a 2-time All-State selection. Played for Katie Chronister's dad, who Katie was a pitcher for Florida. 3-0. Takes a strike on the inner half.
And there's just a lot of hometown connects. We already talked about Fico in the open, and then Paris Wiggs in this lineup, but she's been a rock for the Eagles, was a rock for the Mercer Bears when she was at Mercer.
3-1 pitch. She's lifted into center field. Few steps in for Taylor Shoemaker. That'll send us to the bottom of the first. Gainesville native flies out, and Red Oxley faces the minimum in the away half. Florida to the plate for the first time when we come back to KSB. Midweek FGCU will start the righty, Julia Bakulis.
Bakulis has made an impact on this team since she stepped on campus. Freshman pitcher, second most hittings on the team behind Grace Taylor, but she's going to throw the high 50s, won't blow it by you. But she comes with finesse with that drop. It's her go-to, and then she's going to throw a lot of changeups.
She'll face one of the best hitters in the country in Taylor Shoemaker, top of that order. She's Jimenez is Kenley Cahalan this season.
Cahalan made her way in a mainstay in this lineup. 4 for 11 against South Carolina this past week in a home run. She's getting hot at the right time.
First hit. And Bakulis misses there. It's ball 1. Taylor Shoemaker, 2 doubles in the Sunday game with South Carolina this past weekend. One of the nation's leaders in hits, runs scored. It's also top 25 in average. A 1-0 pitch. Shoemaker gets a hold of this deep to second. Good snag by Allie Thompson. Offline throw. Pulls Meek off the bag.
And that's just a scorcher off the bat of Shoemaker. She just hits the ball so hard, and Thompson makes a great grab, but Meek is just not able to keep her foot on.
Here's Jocelyn Erickson. That's outside on the first. Well, Jocelyn Erickson is on the precipice of history tonight in a lot of different ways. A chance to hit her 50th career home run. Twists at this one for a strike. It's 1-1. He's also potentially closing in on Florida's single season record. Has 19 this year. The record's 22. A 1-1. Erickson out in front of an off-speed pitch.
Bakulis just pulls the string on that one. It's Erickson a whiff. Felt the wind from up here.
That was a good pitch. Let's see what she deals on 1-2. Erickson takes 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I like the idea of Bakulis going back to that changeup, but making sure that it's a pitch that Erickson can't touch, especially with what the count was at 1-2. Being able to just span the zone down.
A 2-2. Erickson slashes it left center field. Plenty of real estate to the pads. Shoemaker gets the red light, a third. A tone-setting double from Jocelyn Erickson to begin this ball game. The 13th this year has the Gators in business.
Erickson just takes this pitch that's at her ankles and golfs it to left center field. You see it here. She has to go all the way downstairs, drives her legs into the ground. Wiggs does a phenomenal job at cutting this ball off. The beautiful relay to home to keep Florida runners at 2 and 3.
Cahalan on the first, bouncer to first, gets away from Meeks. A run will score, and Cahalan is safe. Florida takes the lead in the first. It'll be unearned. Shoemaker reaching on the E4. It's first and third for the orange and blue.
Another hard hit ball to first base. Meek just can't get her glove on it. Maybe looking at the runner going home. Bobbles it a little bit, tries to get her foot back. You see Coach Fico calls the time. Just trying to talk her team down, not allow this matchup to get too big for them.
Yeah, 2 errors already for Florida Gulf Coast in this game. The E4 that got Taylor Shoemaker on initially, and then an E3 that brings in a run. And that's part of this game today. Lindsay Fico had talked about this is an opportunity for her to get a pulse of her team in this kind of environment before they go on the road to Jacksonville.
Yeah, talked about this game being important, but just the rest of the season being just as important, and maybe if not more important, to set themselves up for a good run, but still want to be immaculate on defense to give themselves a shot to win this ball game.
First pitch, Thomas shows bunt. Cahalan goes, and the throw down is well in time. Driver is one of the best in the ace on it, throwing out runners, retires another.
A beautiful throw by Drivers. Getting Cahalan out by a mile.
It's her 13th runner caught stealing this year. Top 10 nationally in that regard, so Gators test that arm early and come up empty. 1 out in the inning for Townsend Thomas, who will face 1-1. A pitch home. Thomas leans into ball 2. And she is a bit of an unconventional hitter in that 4 spot, given how big her toolkit is.
Yeah, Townsend Thomas, a lefty with some pop, but also able to slap the ball, chop it, and lay down a bunt, and we've seen that quite a few times.
As 2-1 is taken for a strike, 2-2.
But with her being in the 4 spot, that's not necessarily something you see all the time. You're used to seeing the Jocelyn Ericksons, the Taylor Shoemakers in that 4 hole, but you know, that's something that we see from Florida in general, is just...
Thomas on 2-2, slow roller to the circle, stares the runner, but Koulis makes the play, and there's 2 down. But to your point, you look back over the years, Florida has never been shy about tinkering with this order. You think back to Skylar Wallace, leadoff hitter for Florida when she played here, Amanda Lorenz. The Gators can give you a lot of different offensive looks.
They absolutely can, and I think what's most important for Coach Wallen is to figure out the best lineup in terms of who hits where, to figure out how to get the best run production. And from my experience in playing with him, he's going to get the numbers out. There's a lot of analytics behind the scenes that you might not necessarily see, but Coach Wallen's looking at it to be able to put people in spots to succeed.
Oh, 1 pitch, that misses, 1-1. Kendall Grover, .319 hitter. Transfer from Eastern Illinois has been great, but Koulis, after facing some early adversity on a couple of errors, trying to wiggle out without any more damage. 1-1. Grover, opposite way, just barely over Thompson. That'll bring in Jocelyn Erickson, and Florida's got 2 in the first.
Nice piece by Grover. Just taking this ball where it's pitched. See this ball on the chalk line, virtually impossible to hit, but Grover gets it done right over the head of Thompson. Gets her glove on it, but just not enough to secure the ball.
Gives way to Ava Brown. The first pitch is off speed in the zone for strike 1. Ava Brown has steadily been in his starting lineup since coming back from injury sustained in late February. Missed 5 weeks. 0-1. Back-to-back off speeds, quickly 0-2 for Florida's DP. Only had 1 hit this past weekend against South Carolina. Did walk once, but has steadily found ways to produce, whether it's via the walk or via the hit. 0-2. Way outside, 1-2.
And the impact that Ava Brown has, despite being in the lineup, despite, you know, only having 1 hit this past weekend, I think is tremendous. With her being one of the 2 leaders on this team, provides a lot of invaluable leadership qualities to the rest of this lineup just by being in it.
That misses. It's 2-2 now. Brown time to take advantage on the next. And it's 3-2. FGCU has shifted on Ava Brown as well. Oli Black is more in right center field for the Eagles. But Koulis on a payoff pitch. Brown lifts it high, deep to left. Wiggs at the wall, has just enough room. Ava Brown nearly goes yard to double Florida's lead, but the Gators still grab 2 in that first inning. We're on to the second. Florida by 13th all-time meeting between Florida and Florida Gulf Coast. Gators 11-0 versus in-state opponents this season, but FGCU in their program's history, they've knocked off ranked Florida teams before. Did it in 2022 and 2012.
I think it's always special when you're playing teams in-state, just continuing to grow the game. But FGCU looking for a third, try to knock the Gators off that pedestal.
And if they're going to do it today, they'll have to respond in this second inning. How can they have a better approach to the plate?
I think they're hitting the ball hard. I think they just have to find a gap. Continue to barrel up the ball, but they've looked extremely comfortable and patient in the box.
Presley Smith, first pitch hack, will float up to short. Cahalan's got it. There's one down in the inning.
They're taking their hacks. Got jammed up a little bit on that last one, but put pretty good barrels on the ball.
Aggressive mentality going out and attacking Oxley. Sophie Wiley will step up against Florida's midweek and Saturday starter. First offering rises high. Sophie Wiley out of Miami originally. One of the most experienced in this program, making her 136th career start. Had a really good series against West Georgia. 1-0 pitch is flared up and back. Went 4 for 11 this past weekend. 3 of those hits coming in game 2, where she had a homer and a double. And they're hoping to find a spark here with 1 out in the second. I feel like she has come back to form a little bit as a hitter, gap to gap, in Lindsay Fico's words, where she feels she's at her best. As this 1-1 is inside for ball 2.
Less reliant on the long ball. To your point, Ryan, just coming to the realization that she does better when she just gets the contact, gets those base hits rather than trying to hit home runs.
2-1. Is golfed into shallow center. Shoemaker got there in time. A snow cone snare for the second out of the second.
Guess we're taking our shoes off instead of tipping our cap these days, but Shoemaker with the long run to shallow center does a slide to make this grab. I love to see it. I love the athleticism that you're able to show out in the outfield, and Shoemaker does just that. There's different ways to dive, and sliding, going, you know, to that slide, I think is one of them.
1-0 to Allie Thompson here. That's outside ball 2. We had talked to Taylor Shoemaker earlier this season, and there's so much conversation, as there should be, about her as a hitter, but she said this season also wants to take pride as a defender in the outfield for Florida, and that really showed on that last sliding catch. As this 2-0 is low.
Well, I think also when you're playing center field, you naturally get more eyes on you. When you're playing right field, you're playing left field. Yeah, you can make those plays, but I think in center field, with big shoes to fill and foul being center fielders before.
A 4-pitch walk here with 2 gone in the inning. Thompson, 17th time she's reached base that way this year.
Being in center field, she's able to cover more ground and make, I think, a few more plays with the ball being hit through the middle of the field a little bit more.
And Coach Walton said, look, these outfielders for Florida, it's not like you train every day in just one outfield position. They're very adept and accustomed to playing left, center, right. As Nikki Gibson will take strike 1 in the first offering. Gibson just above the Mendoza line in her average. Yorktown, Virginia native. We'll see an 0-1. Up and in, 1-1. And a really stellar sophomore season, was 3rd team All-Ace on her average. She's come a little bit down to earth over the last 2 years, but a veteran in this program. A 4th-year senior, 1-1. Wanders outside, 2 balls and a strike. And returner totally bought in Lindsay Fico's words. Two 1. That's ball 3.
Well, that's the thing, Ryan. Coach Fico, coming from Mercer, this being her first year at the helm of FGCU, how are those players going to assimilate to her culture and her philosophies and how she coaches? And then how are the players that came with her going to bring them along? And I think she's done a great job so far. She says everybody's been extremely welcoming. It's been a great challenge.
3-1. Gibson swings away and counts full. And she said, look, that this job is different than her last stop at Mercer, where it was a total rebuild to get the Bears to their first NCAA tournament. Here, this is a program, she said, that is accustomed to winning.
Yeah, Mercer, she did have to rebuild, but her goal was to put a stamp on this program, bring him back to regionals.
3-2, pounded in the air, left field, sayonara. A tying blast into left, it's 2-2.
I love the Sellies. Thompson started it with the walk, but it's Gibson who sent that ball to the moon. I mean, it was clear off the bat that that ball was over the fence. A huge swing by Gibson to tie up this ball game.
Tiffany Meek will take a strike on the first, a 2-out, 2-run blast, the first this year for Nikki Gibson.
I mean, the swing on that pitch was just beautiful, a no-brainer.
Off speed is high, 1-1. And boy, what a lift for Florida Gulf Coast after 2 errors in the bottom of the first inning. Respond with a 2-run blast after being dispensed quickly with 2 outs in this inning. 1-1. That's high, 2-1.
I said it earlier, Ryan, these FGCU hitters just look extremely comfortable in the box right now against Oxley. Oxley has yet to earn a strikeout against the Eagles.
2-1 low and out. And Oxley having some struggles. And Tiffany Meek working ahead of the count. The FGCU 8 spot will see a 3-1. Meek pops this up, and it's playable. Cahalan will call off Grover, make the catch, and that will retire the side. Nikki Gibson, a 2-out, 2-run home run. She leaves the building, and FGCU is locked up at 2 with the Florida Gators in the middle of 2. Got ourselves a ball game as we go to the home second. FGCU hits a 2-run blast, and we're all deadlocked at a pair between Florida and the Eagles of Florida Gulf Coast. Cassie McClellan will lead off for Florida against Bakulis. So after some early turbulence, suddenly FGCU is right back in this game, kind of takes some of the pressure off.
It does. It brings the game back to 0-0. Bakulis, I mean, still had a good first inning, had a few hard hits by Florida, but, you know, I think it was the errors that made the difference.
That's outside on the first for ball 1 to Cassie McClellan, who can get Florida right back in the lead. Had a very productive weekend against South Carolina.
Cassidy McClellan is one of those players that just keep on getting better. In conference, hitting 357. You take away those conference games, she's hitting 310. So she's a player that's getting hot at the right time. Had to earn her way into the lineup. Last 10 games hitting 409, leading the team.
I see her numbers against the Gamecocks. 7 ribbies on the weekend. As this 2-0, couldn't frame it up. That's 3 out of the zone from Bakulis. Well, Gators get a lead off aboard. This is an offense that can mash. Their numbers are some of the best in the country. A 3-0 to the plate. That misses. 4-pitch walk to Florida's leadoff.
And we've already seen in the first inning, even top of 2, how free passes can impact the game. I mean, we saw with the walk when FGCU was at bat and Gibson brings her in on a 2-run home run.
Madison Walker will climb in. We'll talk to Lindsay Fico in the top of the 3rd. A former Florida Gator now helming this program. That's outside on the first. As it's a battery meeting called by drivers to Bakulis. Had a 5 straight out of the zone. She's got to settle down here, especially with all the momentum FGCU has.
Absolutely. I think that gives you, you know, you're able to take a sigh of relief when, you know, Gibson hits a long shot like that. But I think, too, a little bit more pressure to just continue to give your team a chance. But this is the kind of pressure that you want, especially as a freshman, and as much confidence that Fico has in her to just continue to ride the wave and do what she does. I think that's the biggest thing as a freshman. Just got to continue to remember who you are amidst all the craziness in that first season.
1-0 to Madison. Walker is low. That's the 6th straight out of the zone. And Bakulis has to throw some strikes here. You don't want to get base runners, especially to the top of Florida's order. Several All-Americans up there. 2-0 comes in. That's ball 3. And so now FGCU will call another meeting to chat about it. And this is, you know, part of it. On the road, you got to throw strikes. So sometimes it really is that simple, especially if you're Jody Henniger, who is the pitching coach for FGCU, to come have this word.
Yeah, Jordy Chartrand right now, first-year coach at FGCU, just having a word with her pitcher, speak some gospel into her, get her to calm down a little bit. Running up 2 counts, 3-0.
I mean, that is Jordy Chartrand. But still, just trying to, again, I think a lot of this is probably on the mental side. Needs a get-me-over strike. No miss there. That was well off the plate. Back-to-back 4-pitch walks.
Bakula is just struggling to find the zone right now.
And now it's Florida's 9 spot, Gabby Comia. First pitch strikes Camilla, gets her back on track after 8 straight out of the zone. Lindsay Fico had told us coming into this game that the major key was limiting free passes. Florida's got 2 to lead off this inning. And Gabby Camilla with 22 RBI can take advantage. 0-1. Camilla tried to bunt. That's fouled off. It'll move 0-2.
This past weekend, FGCU against West Georgia gave up 18 free passes via the walk. So the walks have to be minimized, especially when you're playing an offensive powerhouse like the Florida Gators. That first inning, Florida had no earned runs. 2 errors that allowed them to score 2. And here with nobody out, and Gabby Comia, you want to see if you can get a double play, roll something up, let your defense work to try to get as many runners off the base paths.
0-2. Outside, 1-2. FGCU could really use one of those double plays. Even just an out here would be valuable. 1-2. Camilla, slow roller to the circle, will go for the middle runner, and that's all FGCU gets. So Walker's retired. 1 out in first and third for the top of this Gator order.
I love that thought. I like it a lot. I think in that situation, just knowing my runners, I'd probably go straight to 3 with a hard hit ball back at me. Just knowing that Walker was on first base, doesn't have a ton of speed. Better chance at getting 2 instead of trying to get Comio. It's probably the fastest in this Gators lineup.
Gives way to Taylor Shoemaker. One of the nation's best hit producers, 4th in the country with her 70 hits. A .464 average entering this at-bat. Off speed, Shoemaker will take a strike, and Coach Walden emphasized a couple of times that it's her ability to control, especially the bat head, that makes her such a good hitter.
Yeah, you've got to be able to control the bat head. That's what allows you to hit different pitches throughout the zone from chalk to chalk.
1-1. Way outside. Good snare by drivers.
But I think what makes her even better hitter is her ability to be patient and disciplined at the plate. You don't necessarily see her swinging at a ton of balls. She takes her walks, but she also hits for average, and obviously we know her for her pop as well.
2-1 sent in. Runner goes, drivers, throws down, and Kamiya's in a rundown. Gators threatening with the double steal. Kamiya will retreat to first. Gators continue to test that arm behind the dish. Drivers had thrown out Cahalan in the first.
And Drivers is just throwing peas at second base, but a really good job at Thompson, just knowing her runners and being able to see both and not allow anybody to take the next base.
A 2-1. Shoemaker softly sends one out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And Kamiya was going on that one as well.
That's a very aggressive Gator offense. Taylor Shoemaker reached on an E4 in the first, did score a run off of it. 24 multi-hit games this year, has already matched her season total from last year in that mark. We'll get a payoff. And Shoemaker takes it up and away, and the bases are loaded. Into outer space from Bakulis. It's her 4th walk of, or rather 3rd walk of this inning. The bases are loaded for Jocelyn Erickson. Erickson, 19 home runs, 3 off a tied school record. First pitch. Erickson will take upstairs. Shoemaker at first, Kamiya at second, McClellan at third. One away from 50 in her career, a 1-0 pitch. Erickson turns into a strike.
It looks like she wanted that one, but this is not who you want up to bat right now in this predicament. 49 home runs, 5th in Florida history, and also with RBIs.
A 1-1. Down the chute, 1-2. And just recently passed Charlotte Eccles this past Sunday for career RBI with 211. Has a chance to finish maybe in the top 3 or 2 of this program's history. 260 is the record. Lauren Hager set that back in 2015. A 1-2 pitch is in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Has a chance today to become part of an exclusive club of home runs and RBIs, just barely over Eccles there. She's on pace, like we said. Francesca Inez got 221, so 10 more over the last whatever's left of this season through the regular season, postseason. 2-2, got it in the air, but this is into shallow right. Williams in will make the catch. Runner will tag, come from third, and is in well in time. McClellan scores, and it's a sac fly RBI to add to that list. Gators back in front, 3-2.
Erickson just cashing in again. A sac fly. Williams out in right field. You think that she would get this ball all the way, but a cutoff by Meek slows the ball down, and McClellan's able to score.
On the first pitch to Kenley Cahalan is low. It's ball 1. So advances. 1 run to the doorstep, and Gabby Kamiya McClellan scores. Shoemaker stayed put at first. A 1-0 to the lefty. Cahalan sends this up the middle for a base hit. Kamiya coasts in, and Florida back in front by 2.
Cahalan with this ball doesn't need to do too much. Drives it back up the middle. Gators keep on cashing in.
Here's Townsend Thomas taking ball 1 off the plate. And Thomas, last time we saw her, grounded out to the pitcher. A 1-0. Outside again, 2 balls, no strikes. It's a Gator team that feasts on walks. They've done it all season. Gators enter this one 4th in the country with 216 walks. That's before the ones they've racked up today. They're very disciplined hitters. 2-0. Thomas will take ball 3. And Coach Walton had said, you can talk all you want about swing mechanics. It all starts with swinging the good pitches.
Yeah, that's the name of the game. Got to be able to see your pitches, know what you can hit well, until you got to be able to defend with 2 strikes.
As 3-0 is wailed on, foul tip for strike 1.
I like that. I like that hack by Townsend. 3-0. Usually you don't get a green light all the time, but Townsend with so many tools just saw that pitch through the heart and swung for the fences.
3-1. That's ball 4. Bases are loaded once more.
And that's just an indication that a player wants to hit. You see them go 3-0 and take a hack.
A dangerous spot as Kendall Grover will step in. And FGCU will make a call to the pen. Not wanting to let this balloon anymore. The Gators have already taken a 2-run lead. Ducks on the pond. We'll tell you about the new FGCU arm when we come back to Gainesville. It's Victoria Ash who steps in. Florida Gulf Coast will turn to the right-hander Victoria Ash for relief innings.
The junior looking to stop some momentum that the Florida Gators have. Coming in with a 5.4 ERA. Taking a different role this year. High 50s, mostly east to west. Likes to stay away with that curveball and screwball that she utilizes. And can't forget that changeup, first pitch strike.
He's facing Kendall Grover with the bases loaded. Bakulis is still responsible for all 3 that have reached in this moment. Kendall Grover already a ribby today. On this 0-1, we'll take outside. It's 1-1. So Victoria Ash grew up in Fort Myers, Florida, just down the road from FGCU. Only returning arm. Ball and a strike on the righty. 1-1. Grover sends one on a line foul. It's 1-2. And Victoria Ash, she will pitch to contact. Wants to put that defense to work.
She's a player that's been at FGCU the past 2 years. Taking on a smaller role this year with the transfers and the freshman Bakulis.
1-2. And it counts even.
Last year had 152 innings pitched. This year, before this game, 52 1/3.
2-2. Grover gets a hold of it into right field. Williams back, makes the over-the-shoulder catch and retires the side. So Ash gets the final out of the inning, but Florida gets 2 runs and the lead back. They're up 4-2 through 2. We'll talk to Lindsay Fico on the other side. Florida up 4-2 as we slide our way to the top of the 3rd, joined by Florida Gulf Coast head coach Lindsay Fico. Coach, let's start with the home run in the 2nd inning. 2 outs in the frame. Florida looks like they're on a roll, and here comes Nikki Gibson. What'd you see on that pitch?
Listen, you know, she works really, really hard, and obviously this is probably her putting stuff on my head right now, but we're just happy to see the hard work pay off when it needs to pay off. Coach
Ash coming in, a ton of experience, but what did you like about her closing that door on that last out?
Yeah, I mean that's what we asked for. You know, we're going to pitch by committee tonight. We knew that we were going to pitch by committee, and essentially that's all we can ask for from Tori Ash. That's exactly what she's in there for. We're not trying to blow it by anybody, just trying to get ground balls and fly balls.
Coach, you've got incredible balancing skills as well. Thank you for the time.
Thank you.
Lindsay Fico, it's a balancing act being a head coach, both literally and metaphorically, and it's obviously crushing it in that regard. And her team will have an opportunity to respond. What's more, how can they do it here in this 3rd inning?
I think they're just going to have to keep barreling balls up with Oxley and swinging at good pitches. She has a ton of spin. She brings that finesse. Just got to find something and find the top of it so you're not getting caught in the air on a fly ball.
Upstairs on the 1st.
But that balancing act was quite impressive. I was trying to see how many Evo shields they can get.
Black sends one out to right, and there goes Cassidy McClellan for the squeeze. And there's one away. Yeah, it's impressive. There was about 4 mitts all stacked. It was kind of like Jenga.
It was giving me Princess Diaries. Like,
Yes.
I was just waiting for her to walk with them on and see if she could balance them.
I was going to say, it'd be really impressive to get all the way back into the dugout with it. But I think with a headset on, that's a little bit of a challenge. Back to the top of the order. And Drivers fouls off at first. The first time we saw Drivers, she grounded out one of FGCU's best hitters, second time through this order. Everybody's seen Red Oxley once. Oxley's 0-1. Drivers takes up and in on a rise. Was a JUCO World Series All-Tournament team selection at Florida Southwestern, also 2-time All-Conference. 1-1. And Drivers will work ahead, 2 balls and a strike. It's been moved into the leadoff about midway through the year, started 22 straight entering. They felt very comfortable with her in that spot of the order. 2-1. Drivers takes an off-speed pitch into center. Shoemaker goes back, makes the catch. Couple of flyouts, 2 down in the third.
They're putting barrel on the ball, Ryan. I think they just, if they continue to swing at good pitches and do what they're doing, they're going to find holes.
It's the 4th fly ball out, rather 5th. Kamari Williams to the plate. Up and out on the first. Should clarify to the outfield, but still. 1 ball, no strikes. Pitch. He's in, 1-1. Well, outside of the 1-2-run home run in the second, I know that's impactful. Oxley has done a pretty good job keeping FGCU at bay so far.
I mean, that's her job. She's not going to overpower you with heaters 70 miles per hour, but
there's a bunt, and that's bobbled. The throw is well late, and that escapes up the line. Won't advance past that. Williams reaches with 2 outs.
in real time, that play was maybe a little bit confusing. Didn't know whether it was fair or foul, but Jocelyn Erickson hand slips on the ball a little bit, not able to secure it, and an eagle on first base.
Officially a bunt single, and FGCU has their second hit. The tying run comes to the plate with 2 outs against some deja vu, this time with Paris Wiggs, the Gainesville native. Ball and a strike here. Paris Wiggs balled last time she was in this ballpark with Mercer, one of 4 transfers that followed Coach Fico. Had 2 hits in that regional, 1-1. Opposite way into shallow right. McClellan's in for another catch, and that'll retire the side. Oxley faces one above the minimum, 1 hit left stranded in the inning, middle of 3, 4-2, orange and blue in the lead.
Almost as expected with Oklahoma being such a powerhouse.
Yeah, absolutely. Alabama, it's going to muddy some things up from an RPI perspective. Ava Brown leads off for Florida. It's up and out for ball 1. Of course, Keegan Rothrock and Carlin Pickens both throwing no-hitters this past weekend. Also adding to the intrigue of this league as we get into the final month of the season. Ava Brown nearly missed a home run her last at bat. 1-0. That wanders wide, 2 balls, no strikes. It kind of also puts Oklahoma in essentially the driver's seat for a regular season crown. Florida's got 4 losses. OU's only got 1. But the Gators, they don't see the Sooners, Texas, or Alabama. 2-0. That's slow. 3 balls, no strikes. So if Florida takes care of business these next couple of weekends, top 4 seed definitely in the discussion for the SEC tournament. But that regular season crown, you never know.
Absolutely. And when you're winning and you're in the place that Florida's in right now, it's the worst game to play. It's waiting for somebody to lose to hopefully kind of impact where you're standing.
It's in there for a strike. We'll talk to Florida's head man, Tim Walton, in the next inning, top of the 4th. 3-1 on a line right field. Nice snag in stride for Williams.
Williams is just that girl. You got to tip your cap. She ran such a long way with that ball scorching to right field and makes that grab. She's just got a ton of speed, able to make it look easy, and a ton of smiles for Williams.
Cassie McClellan climbs in. And the first pitch is off the outer black. We've seen a couple nice outfield plays today on both sides.
I love to see it. We talked about Shoemaker with that sliding grab. Williams in right field. Even Paris Wiggs in left field for the Eagles to cut that ball off. Just
as the 1-0 pitch is outside.
clean defense. That's how you win ball games.
Well, FGCU is going to need that defense. Florida's offense, one of the best in the SEC. 2-0. Found the zone there, 2 balls and a strike. And Cassie McClellan especially, career high 5 RBI in the middle game of the South Carolina series, taking on Victoria Ash out of the bullpen. It's 2-1. He's just inside. It's ball 3. Was in this program the last 2 years. Cassidy McClellan played in 41 games, but had dealt with some injury issues. Also just a very crowded outfield with multiple All-Americans. Corbiotis, Kendra Falvey. 3-1. That's ball 4. McClellan will walk for the second time today. And she's making the most of that opportunity.
She is. Mainstay in the lineup this year, earned her opportunities, and Coach Vaughn says she's in the lineup until she proves otherwise. She's been holding her own. And sometimes it takes a few years to just get into the lineup. I think just how it plays out with positions and development.
Madison Walker on the first offering. Could frame that up. 1 ball, no strikes. And Madison Walker's had some really big swings this season. 336 average. Power numbers. Really good last year. 1-0. Finds the zone, ball and a strike. Had 18 home runs a year ago, 7 this year. One. That's in the dirt, 2-1. Had a really cool opportunity this past December. Was part of the SEC Student Athlete Volunteer Program. Worked the SEC Football Championship. Said she met Kirk and Peter Herbstreit, his dog. Maybe slept 15 hours, she said. Wants to work in operations. 2-1 pitch. Bouncer to short, could be 2. There's 1. And well in time for the double play. 9th this year for Florida Gulf Coast. Gets them out of any further trouble. We'll come back in the top of the 4th. Talk to Florida head coach Tim Walton. 4-2 Gators in front. GCU in Florida. Gators in front 4-2. Now joined by Gators head coach Tim Walton. Hey, Coach, let's start with the hitting. This team has found ways on base. A ton of walks, especially from the lower half of the order. What have you liked about what this lineup has done so far?
Yeah, discipline. You know, I think that especially the starting pitcher, a lot of walks coming into the game. So paying attention to the scouting report, paying attention to details, and, you know, doing a good job when you get pitches in the zone.
And Oxley, a lot of fly ball outs as expected. What have you seen from her today and just how she's been on the mound?
Yeah, I mean, other than, you know, the walk home run combo, it's to me, everything was good. You know, being able to get people out pretty quickly, you know, pounding the zone, just lost it for a couple seconds there, and then the kid obviously got a good pitch over the plate. But other than that, just keeping the tempo right. You know, it's easy to play defense behind someone throwing strikes, so pound the zone.
Coach Walton, thank you for the time. Good luck.
Go Gators.
Coach Walton, his 21st season, has led this team to 13 Women's College World Series, including 3 of the last 4. And Caitlin Oxley, Coach Walton had said it, except for that one blip there on the 2-run home run, is found ways to get outs.
Yeah, Oxley, I think her superpower is her spin. No strikeouts today. A lot of flyouts, but her ability to just spin the ball and miss barrels is what she does the best, and she has been doing that today.
First is out of the zone to a pinch hitter in the DP spot. FGCU will bring in Mackenzie Leahy. This 1-0 floats high. A lady off the bench had 2 hits her last game. Also had 3 RBI and a double. So she's used to coming into these spots. One of the team's co-home run leaders, his 6th this year. 2-0. Lady takes. And a lot of it is power. according to Lindsay Fico, said she is one of the strongest players I've ever coached. Just brute strength. The key, though, is control. 3-0. And she won't see a strike here. 4-pitch walk to lead off the inning.
And she had control that at bat. Discipline, control, patience.
Well, runner on board for Florida Gulf Coast. Sophie Wiley will get an opportunity. First pitch. Wiley will take ball 1. Well, just like that, the tying run is at the plate for Florida Gulf Coast. Eagles had swung their way right back in the second inning. They tied this game 1-2 on a 2-run blast from Nikki Gibson. 1-0 to the plate. Flare shot into shallow right. That'll drop for a base hit. That's FGCU's third, and there's 2 on board.
Wiley, who had a fly out her last at bat, sends this one back into center field, or shallow center rather.
Allison Sparkman, former Florida Gulf Coast Eagle, is getting warm in Florida's pitching lab. Olivia Miller is also taking some tosses for the orange and blue. That first pitch is into zone for a strike, 0-1. That's a precarious spot for Caitlin Oxley. She walked Thompson back in the second. That teed up Nikki Gibson's home run. The 0-1. Thompson hints at a bunt. It's 1-1. A transfer from McClellan Community College. Her sister plays in the SEC is Grace Thompson, junior infielder at Ole Miss. Was a first-team All-Region, second-team All-American selection at McClellan. McClellan should say, swings at this 1-2.
A lot of letters.
A lot of letters. We have McClellan and Wright. She's from McLennan Community College. Trying to take advantage on a 1-2. Counts equal. And Caitlin Oxley has worked into some trouble trying to wiggle out of it. Protecting a 2-run Gator lead. 2-2. And 1 hops home. What do you throw here if you're Oxley?
Honestly, she couldn't go wrong with a low rise. I think she's getting a lot of fly balls, moving the ball a little bit higher in the zone.
This is laser down the line, a fair ball. Smith will turn at third and score. It's a double for Florida Gulf Coast. Tying run is on the doorstep. So Lady gets in on the 2-bagger.
Thompson just lets this one rip to right field. Makes me eat my words on that low rise, but keeps her barrel even, and that's the key to hitting a rise ball. So makes an adjustment and cashes in on a few RBIs.
So Legacy is plated. Wiley to third. Thompson's at second with the RBI double. Gators a quick meeting with Oxley. A mental reset is now Nikki Gibson will step to the plate. Already has one of the biggest swings in this game. Coach Walton wants a word too. I think this will be it for Caitlin Oxley, potentially in this start. Tim Walton addressing the infield here. Nobody out and runners at second and third. Looks like the Gators will indeed make a call to the bullpen. Olivia Miller, Florida lefty, is set to check into this game to try and stop the bleeding. So we will wait to see officially if she does emerge. Not sure if she's just grabbing the face mask. And that's what she's doing. We'll step aside, come back. 1-run ball game in Gainesville. New arm into the circle for the Gators. Gators will bring in left-hander Olivia Miller in a tough spot.
Olivia Miller, this is nothing new for the junior. 20 appearances, and none of them are starts. It comes in and cleans up the mess. It's typically what Miller does. But she's going to come in and sweep the plate with that curveball, but been developing a backdoor curve that's proven to be filthy. Also comes in with a changeup and locates her pitches extremely well, and that's what makes her hard to hit.
And there's your changeup right on cue.
Right. Love it.
Love a good demonstration. It's 1-1 on Nikki Gibson. It's already done damage in this game. 1-1. Gibson takes up and in 2-1. So walk, single, and double has teed up the situation. Go-ahead runners in scoring position for Florida Gulf Coast. 2 wins all time against Florida came in 2012 in the regional. Also won in 22. This 2-1 is a slow roller up the middle. Cahalan couldn't grab it. The tying run will score. Sophie Wiley is plated. It's 4-4 in the 4th.
Gibson gets a little bit handcuffed on this ball. Curves into her bat. But I think a run would have scored regardless. Cahalan, her only option was to go to first, even though she did bobble it a little bit. But now runners on the corners with nobody out. Just a perfect situation for the Florida Gulf Coast Eagles.
FGCU can take their first lead of this game. Nobody out in first and third. Tiffany Meek will be pinch hit for. It's Kiki Daniels out of Kennesaw, Georgia, is one of their strongest swingers. Is the other co-home run leader on this team. Takes a strike on the first. It's 0-1. It's 0-1. Miller finds his own, works ahead 0-2. Lindsay Fico had said pure power. She said nobody has more fun than this team than when she gets going. 0-2. Daniels caught a piece. Had a multi-home run game in the Queens Series. Was the first 2-homer game by an Eagle since 2022 against UCF. She's got power. And a chance to grant the Eagles their first lead. Nobody out of the inning. Go-ahead runs at third. 0-2. Daniels just enough to stay alive there.
And her back's up against the wall right now with an 0-2 count. Miller, the ability to make this ball dance. Work the count a little bit.
It's worth noting, by the way, Gibson, that ball she put into play was ruled as an E6 to bring in the tying run. 0-2. A laser shot through the left side, and Florida Gulf Coast takes the lead. A pinch hit RBI single for Kiki Daniels.
It's hard enough to come in as a pinch hitter, but Kiki running the count 0-2. Olivia Miller just leaving this ball on the inner half, and Kiki Daniels is just so strong, gets her hips open and just drives it through the 5-6 hole.
Gives way to Oli Black.
When you're in an 0-2 count, you have to be able to work around the zone and not give the batter anything good to hit. I think that mistake that Olivia Miller has got to be able to make an adjustment with, because she just gave FGCU the lead.
FGCU's 9 spot is up. 0-1. Erickson couldn't get it. It's 1-1. Oli Black, a Hall of Famer at FGCU, was named to the University's Hall of Fame for the class of 2026. Highest honor bestowed upon a student there. 1-1. Black tried to bunt, and it's 1-2. It's the 13th student athlete in school history to win that award. Only the second softball player, and she is impressive as they come on and off the field. According to Coach Fico, does everything the right way, brings in the younger players, leads by action, graduated 3 semesters early with a 4.0 GPA. It's getting her master's. This 1-2 is a parachuting ball into the camera well. president of the Student Athlete Council. She's, as this team goes in many ways.
Coach called her the epitome of student athlete success. Somebody like her is a generational player, but I think what's so important is that she brings other athletes to the grind. Said that she doesn't just bring her fellow seniors.
She'll go down on strikes here. Olivia Miller, a massive first K for Florida's pitching staff.
To my point, she doesn't just bring seniors, but she also brings freshmen to show them how to work. But huge out by Miller to be able to lock that down after an RBI single.
Top of the order with drivers. Well off the plate on the first. So all the damage coming from the bottom 2/3 of the order for Florida Gulf Coast. (1-0). Drivers. Pops one past Camilla. A great snag. How did she track that down? Second out of the inning. A second web gem by the Florida Gators today.
Comia is just dirty at second base. Runs a long way and then hops in the air to make that grab. We've seen a lot of dives. A lot of her extending herself to try to get out. This one, she comes up big to secure the second of the inning.
And Kamari Williams down 0-1 after the last pitch. First and second for Florida Gulf Coast. Downstairs, ball and a strike. (1-1). A line shot, and Madison Walker makes a great catch. Oh, Florida's defense dazzling. But the damage is done. Florida Gulf Coast takes their first lead with a 3-run fourth. Gators to respond in the home end. ECU in the lead of the number 7 Florida Gators, looking for their highest ranked win in program history today. But it's Florida trying to respond to the plate in the bottom of the 4th inning. Alongside Alicia Ocasio, I'm Ryan Urquhart. Hey, we got a potential upset brewing, Alicia. We've already seen one top 10 SEC go down this week for Florida Gulf Coast, pitching with the lead for the first time today. How do you handle that if you're in the circle?
I think you just got to give your team a chance to win. Ashes came in and stopped the bleeding when she came in with 2 outs, and has since just showed her maturity in the circle as a junior, who was the ace last year.
Gabby Camilla leads off, takes a strike on the first pitch. Camilla got on base off a fielder's choice last time she stepped up. Well, if she can turn it over for Florida Gators, teed up for a big response. 0-1. Camilla bashes it to second. And a routine out against the 9 spot. So no such base running activity for Taylor Shoemaker. Come up as the tying run with 1 out in the 4th.
Well, Shoemaker up and Erickson behind her. 2 players who can change this game with 1 swing and tie the ball game up in a hurry.
Taylor Shoemaker, 2 doubles on Sunday. 13 home runs this year. Her last one, though, came in the Tennessee series. First pitch. Shoemaker takes it out, her half strike. Reached on an error, reached on a walk. A hit producer trying to find her next. On the 0-1. Misses, ball and a strike. Taylor Shoemaker, first team All-American last year, was the first freshman to ever win that award. Doesn't watch a ton of film according to Coach Walton. Oh, 1-1. Finds his zone, 1-2. A lot of feel, but continues to just make those little adjustments as there's so much more film on you as a sophomore. It's hard to sustain year over year, but her average has been up to the 400s, 389 last year. 1-2 on an off-speed offering to right center. You bet it's gone. A Shoemaker solo blast to tie this game 5-5.
just talked about her ability to change this game with one swing, and here she does it on an off-speed pitch. Left belt high over the plate. Made it easy for Shoemaker to put another one up on the board to tie this ball game. And that is how you respond. Come back after giving up a few, and it looks as if making a pitching change again.
See the third eagle arm into the circle. We're back to a level score in KSP. For FGCU, right-hander Tegan Gabriel's into the circle.
Another freshman coming in and taking the rock. Only 15 appearances this year. Coming in and giving Florida a different look. Another pitcher that's not necessarily going to blow it by you, but throws in the high 50s, a full arsenal, that drop, rise, change, and curve, minus the screwball, but has to locate. Location is critical, especially with this Florida lineup, who will do damage if you leave it over the plate.
And she's facing Jocelyn Erickson in this moment, one out of the zone to start. Jocelyn Erickson, her next home run would put her in an exclusive club of players to hit 50 career bombs in 20 in a single season in Florida. Only 3 other Gators have ever done it. A 1-0. Erickson takes low and in. One of them is in the Florida dugout. That's Francesca Nea. Megan Bush did it, as well as Lauren Hager. She's hit 49 and 19 respectively. On a 2-0. Erickson takes inside, ball 3.
Gabriel's struggling to find the zone. In order for Erickson to clinch another home run, she's got to be able to see a strike. Some jitters right now.
A 3-0 pitch. That's 4-pitch walk to Jocelyn Erickson. So no big bomb here. Kenley Cahalan will come to the plate. Gators trying to retake the lead. This has been a back and forth affair today. Gators have not lost to an in-state opponent this season. They're 11-0, have outscored them prior 91-16. First to Cahalan. Strike 1 to Kenley Cahalan.
Pitch looks very similar to ball 4 we just saw in Jocelyn Erickson.
It's all on the margins. No ABS at the college level yet.
It's a difficult part about pitching, just trying to find the zone consistently.
0-1. Line drive left field, that'll get down. Cahalan will cruise into second with a 1-out double.
One thing Cahalan is good for is inside outing a ball. She's able to just clear her hips. Even steps out on this one to be able to extend her hands. Throwing that pitch that's on the inner half. Takes it to left field. Wiggs again does a really good job at cutting this ball off. But an extra base hit by the hands of Cahalan.
Pitch. Thomas takes outside. Good snag by Drivers. She's done some really good stuff behind the dish tonight.
She is. She's mature back there. She's somebody who's going to be a brick wall. We've seen it today. And then you add that arm in there. It's so hard to throw on her. Excuse me, steal on her. Her throws are hard.
It's inside. Makes no good snare there. Yeah, whether it's been grabbing pitches way outside the zone, blocking, throwing out runners, has continued to be just an anchor behind the plate for Florida Gulf Coast, and they need that, especially with so many new arms into the staff. 2-0 to Thomas. Way outside. There's another good snag, and Lindsay Fico said she puts a lot of confidence in her arms.
And you know what? With Drivers behind the dish and her ability to knock down those balls and be able to throw runners out and just give your pitchers confidence, it means the world every single time you take the rubber.
3-0. 4-pitch walk to load the bases.
She's working overtime right now behind the plate to be able to keep the balls in front. Her pitcher is just struggling to find the zone.
Thomas walks, and this will induce another change in the circle for Florida Gulf Coast. The fourth different Eagle arm into this game. And we'll step aside while Mercer transfer Grace Taylor warms up. Right-hander transfer from Mercer. Grace Taylor steps into the circle for the Eagles.
Grace Taylor, a transfer from Mercer, came along with Coach Fico. Has the most innings on this squad, the undisputed ace, with a ton of experience. Low to mid-60s, the hardest thrower on this staff, but stays down in the zone with her curve screw and that drop ball. That's her bread and butter.
Well, from Delray, Florida, originally playing back in her home state, was the SoCon tournament's most outstanding player. She functionally helped carry that Mercer team from the elimination side of the bracket on their miraculous run to punch their ticket to the NCAA tournament. And Coach Fico said she is a dog, even if the arm has fallen off once to softball. And after pitching 10 2/3 in their last series, she'll step into the circle here against Florida, trying to keep this a tie game. And this is, well, the kind of spot you put your ace in. Kendall Grover coming to the plate after the Shoemaker home run tied it. Taylor's first. He's downstairs for ball one. Grover already an RBI single in the first. On a 1-0. Found the zone, 1-1. Kendall Grover. Coach Walnut said she is a silent assassin preseason, can really hit well. And that has panned out for Florida. It's been solid in this Gator order, 1-1. Grover rips one foul past Coach Walton at third. He said it's partially the quickness she has and puts that on display there.
Early in the season, he spoke to that and said that she's got some real estate in this lineup and doesn't foresee her getting out of it and has earned her stay.
A 1-2. Grover pounds this in the air, center field. Black is back, makes the catch. Erickson will tag and score, and Florida's back in the lead, 6-5.
Productive out by Grover in the box. Able to take the lead on that one. Halen with the late tag at second base, advancing to third.
So Florida retakes the lead on their second sacrifice fly RBI of the game. Puts two away in the frame. Ava Brown will come up with first and third. And first pitch strike on the inner half. Shoemaker tied the game with a solo home run. By the way, that was Florida's 85th as a team, moving them into 7th place for team single season home runs. A battery meeting here, and Field will join the conversation. That's been part of Florida's identity, Alicia, for the last 3 going on 4 years. Gators have finished top 10 in program history for the 4th consecutive year in bombs.
Yeah, they've been extremely dynamic in the box, but the power has been something that's completely skyrocketed. I think Florida in the past has had a string of All-Americans in the circle, but now it's just emerging offensively. And if they can just allow the team to just fire on all cylinders, they're going to be tough to beat.
Ball and a strike on its way to Brown.
Or continue to be.
Absolutely, and part of that too is really softball in general. We've seen the offense perk up in recent years, and you can attribute a lot of that to the advancements in data and analytics and how much hitters can really study. 2-1. Brown chops one deep to short. Short way flip to second will get FGCU out without any further damage. A sac fly RBI to take the lead. Shoemaker's 14th home run tied it. Her first since the Tennessee series. Shoemaker sends this well out of the yard. Gators grab 2 runs in the frame, and they're back in front in this teeter-tottering midweek affair. FGCU in Florida. Gators a 1-run lead as we go to the top of the 5th. She's Alicia Ocasio. I'm Ryan Urquhart. Alicia, this one's gone back and forth tonight. This has been about as good as you can ask for if you're Lindsay Fico, as they've been challenging a top 10 team.
This is exactly what she's asked for, just her team to be competitive as they head into the last 3 weekends of conference play. We saw a few unearned runs come in early, but the bats have came alive on both ends, and FGCU is looking really comfortable in the box.
First to the Gainesville native, Paris Wiggs is off the plate. It's ball 1. That's out in the zone, finds the outer black. A couple of defensive notes as Eloise Olowski has come in as Florida's catcher. And the first baseman is Jocelyn Erickson, so she moves from the 2 to the 3 spot. One hop to Camilla, long throw, and Erickson snags it. Florida's middle infield has been really impressive this season. Erickson makes the play on the catch there, but Camilla and Cahalan have made a really good case for being one of the stronger middle infields in the SEC.
They have been a great 1-2 punch, and just I think the biggest thing for middle infielders and making those plays are just the communication and the understanding of the range that each player has. And I think you develop that camaraderie in practice, and I've seen it too in my career here, and just some great middle infielders and defenders in general, but they've just been really fun to watch, and that's what Coach Walton preaches. It just be fun to watch, and they made that happen.
That's in the zone, works ahead 0-2. Mackenzie Lady is still in the DP spot after coming off with a pinch hit walk earlier. 0-2. Lady rips it up the first base line. Easy out for Jocelyn Erickson. This is an FGCU offense, Alicia, that entering this game, 10th in the ACE on an average, 9th in slugging, 9th in OBP. They've hit very well today, 6 for 20 at the plate. I know a couple ground outs in this inning, but they've done enough to stay in this game with Florida.
Yeah, and I think this is, we spoke about it earlier. This is the time that you want to be able to put your foot on the gas going into the last few weekends of conference. And this team, as I mentioned, I can't say it enough, they just look fearless when you're facing a team of this caliber. They've just gone in there and taken their hacks.
1-0 pitch, slow bouncer back to Miller. And she'll throw to first well in time. Miller works at 1-2-3 in the away 5th. Gators hold the slimmest of leads, going to home half. 5th, Gators trying to add on to their lead after retaking it in the 4th. Cassidy McClellan will start the party. 2 walks today against the 4th different FGCU arm, and Grace Taylor, who is their ace, is just as capable of keeping this at a 1-run ball game. They'll need their ace to step up. Transfer from Mercer, spent 3 seasons there, appeared in nearly 100 games. First to McClellan. Doesn't find the zone. It's 1-0. Pitch in. McClellan will take ball 2.
Thought that was a pitch that could have gone either way. Just looking to try to paint the corners and not give them too much to hit.
2-0 toss. McClellan whacks it in the air, center field. Black will watch it go into the palm trees. Home run number 10 for Cassidy McClellan adds on to the Gator lead at 7-5.
McClellan just turning this one into a light show. This pitch over the heart of the plate. It's a goner off the bat, and she knows it. Gators are now up 2-0. McClellan is just so hot right now. Coming off this weekend versus South Carolina, just brings it into this game.
Ella Wazalowski will get it at bat. Came in for Madison Walker. Defensively in the prior inning, takes low in the first. It's 1-0. Ella Wazalowski, more off the benches of late, has been an everyday starter when Ava Brown was out of the lineup. 1-0 toss. It's low, 2 balls, no strikes, but she's a veteran. Spent 2 years with Mississippi State. A 2-0 pitch. Wazalowski puts this into right field. Williams over, and there's one down. With that prior McClellan home run, this Florida team, we talked earlier about the team single season home runs. They're now at 86. They're tied 6 with the 2009 team. Alicia, they're on pace to finish second, third. 124 would be the lofty goal in 2011. But there's nothing slowing this Gator offense down enough that they can't get there.
No, I think they're just going to have to continue to do what they're doing. I think, too, when you look at who's producing home runs, you're seeing it throughout the course of the whole lineup. Cassidy McClellan, who's hitting 7th, has already hit 10 home runs. So you're seeing the love spread. It's hard to go against a lineup that produces power and through. Everybody's protecting everybody, and they're quite shifty.
Speaking of variety, Julia Desiderio will also get an at-bat here. Comes off the bench in this spot. 1-0. Clocks this on the line into center, but it hangs up for Black. South Carolina transfer comes up empty. Back to the top of the order with Taylor Shoemaker. Gators back-to-back innings with a home run. Taylor Shoemaker was one of them. First offering. Takes low. This ball 1. Reigning NFCA Freshman of the Year. She hits again here, would surpass her multi-hit game total from a season ago. 1-0. And on the inner Black, 1-1. Talked about her swing growing up, said she put a lot of effort into it, especially when she was playing travel ball, focused on her lower half. This 1-1 is low and out. Said didn't really think too much about the hands. Travel ball coach, she said, would stress the bottom hand has to go through the ball. It's one of the foundations of her swing. 2-1. Opposite way, plenty of room down the left field line. Shoemaker into second base. Her second extra base hit comes in the 5th.
Taylor Shoemaker, somebody who likes to get her hands extended on the outer half, but this pitch down in the zone through the heart of the plate, she just inside outs it opposite field down the line and gets a double out of it. But that's what she does so well. She has power to all fields, but she wants to get her hands extended on the outer half for power.
Jocelyn Erickson, 1 home run off of 50 in her career. A chance to make some history. Would become just the 5th ever Gator to cross that threshold. A 1-0. Erickson takes outside ball 2. Was walked back in the 4th. Already has doubled once. Had a sac fly RBI in the 2nd. I think when all is said and done, she'll be right up there amongst some of the Gator hitting royalty. 2-0. Erickson gets a hold of this and twists foul up and left. Right now, 3rd in the SEC, 7th nationally in homers, top 5 in RBI, only 3 behind Kendall Wells at Oklahoma. She's found a really good routine, she said in her words. 2-1 to the plate. Erickson tomahawks one to second. Tough snare, throw to first is not in time. Oh, forget the power swing, comes up with an infield single.
And sometimes that might be all that you need. Pounding the ball into the ground. Getting Thompson to charge it, and Erickson just shows off her speed going down the line.
First and third spot for Kenley Cahalan. A quick meeting, as this will go to video review. Well, they will send this to review to see if Jocelyn Erickson was safe or out at first base. Well, from this angle, she looks safe.
She does. And you know what? In real time, Ryan, I wasn't sure if she touched the orange bag or the white bag. That was another thing that I thought they might send for review. As a runner, you have to touch the orange bag when you're running through first base.
Base of safe is confirmed. That is Gulf Coast first challenge.
So Lindsay Fico spins her first challenge in the fifth. And Jocelyn Erickson still safe at first base. One of Florida's two captains. Gives way to Kenley Cahalan.
I think that's a fair challenge, a good challenge, especially when somebody like Cahalan, who's already 2 for 3 today, comes up to bat.
Outside on the first. Yeah, mentioned she's already had an RBI single and a double. Reached on an error as well. Had a 3-hit game in the middle meeting with South Carolina. Now 15 multi-hit games this season. 1-0 pitch. Unleashes to left center. It's off the top of the wall. Shoemaker's already in on an RBI double for Kenley Cahalan. She's got 3 hits, 2 doubles, and an 8-5 Gator lead.
Have a day, Kenley Cahalan. Another pitch left over the heart. Low in the zone, but she just drops that back knee, gets her barrel under it, and drives it off the wall in center field. Another Gator run up on the board.
A dozen doubles this year for number 31. Townsend Thomas climbs in with 2 outs. First pitch away from Thomas. It's 1-0. Thomas has walked twice. Also had a homer this past weekend in that South Carolina series. Finds his own here, 1-1.
Came in dramatic fashion.
Finds his own here. It's 1-2. FGCU has done enough to hang around, but Florida, one big swing here could put this maybe a little too far out of reach. Well, time is called. A 1-2. Almost went. And it doesn't bite. It's 2-2. Look at take by Thomas.
And Thomas is another player that's heating up right now. Hasn't gotten a hit today, but had a hit in every game this past weekend. And prior to that, went 0-for against Mississippi State. She's seeing the ball extremely well.
2-2. Thomas rakes one into left. That'll score another run. Thomas takes off for second. The throw to the bag is well in time. So Townsend Thomas scores. Jocelyn Erickson, RBI single, will add on to the Gator lead. They are out in front by 4, but through 5, she's also the final out of the inning. Cassidy McClellan started the party with this solo blast. When it lands, it's her 10th this year, and it starts off a run for Florida. They've got their largest lead of 4. A fun one tonight in KDC Show Presley Stadium. High-scoring affair. Get this, the 5 runs by FGCU today, more than every game combined since 2012 for the Eagles. They wanted to treat this as a Davy-Goliath matchup, find out what their team had. I think Lindsay Fico's got to be somewhat happy with what her team's been able to put on the field.
I mean, she's got to be. We talked to her earlier this week, and she said she wants to make a stamp on this program, wants her team to play with passion, joy, fight, grit. That's exactly what they've displayed in this game. You could look at the scoreboard and see for yourself. Just came out hot and continue to fight. That's the kind of culture that she wants to create.
Well, Florida's top of the order is still taking over in spot 7. It's from that part. Allie Thompson leads off. Makes way outside here. 2 balls, no strikes. It's been the bottom half of FGCU's order that has produced most of the run production. Gibson is on deck, had the 2-run blast in the second. Thompson has reached twice, also had the RBI double. 2-0. Thompson pops this off foul, 2-1. Gators searching for their 12th victory versus an in-state opponent this season to extend a 5-game win streak. Olivia Miller at 2-1. Thompson will take 3 balls and a strike. Gators will have Auburn this upcoming weekend. FGCU on the road to Jacksonville. On the next. Just wide of the third base line. It's 3-2. This Florida team getting challenged today in the midweek. Have aspirations of being a super regional host once again. 3-2. Thompson flares this over the screen. Gators have a pretty good case right now in the latest RPI. They're firmly in the top 5. Would imagine the Gators are right now comfortably a top 8 seed. Payoff pitch. Thompson lasers to Grover, a hopping snag. Boy, this Florida defense has been dazzling time and time again.
Just putting on a clinic, a hard hit ball by Thompson, and Grover just flashes her leather. Grover's the kind of player that's only gotten better, has worked really hard on her defense since transferring, and it's paying off.
First to Nikki Gibson, roller right back to Grover. And she makes the play, 2 down.
Coach Walton said she got better on her range, her quickness, her forehand, backhand, you name it. She's excelled at third base in those areas, just repetition.
And Florida's defense has been really good. The Gators at one point were #1 in the nation in fielding percentage, just 2 errors in their last 21 games. They did originally have one in this game tonight that was overturned, so Florida does not have an error in this game. But overall, so much of the conversation around Florida has been about their offense, but the defense too has been showing up. 1-0. Daniels hacks on that first strike.
I think the defense is going to have to continue to work behind the staff these Florida Gators have behind Rothrock. Defense is going to have to work, try to keep the hitters at bay.
This is blistered off to right. That's a quick inning of Rourke for Olivia Miller. 1, 2, 3, second consecutive inning. She has faced only the minimum. The Gators will go insurance shopping. Middle of 6, they're up 4. Some of the bracketology having Washington coming to play Florida. Kendall Grover leads off. But regardless, Florida has hosted a super regional last couple of years, and that's so important because it just increases your odds playing in your own building in those high-stakes games. 1-0 pitch. And slow ball 2, getting back to the World Series.
Yeah, we talk about the home field advantage, but also just not having to travel, not having to put your body through, what travel consists of. You're able to play in your home crowd, be comfortable. The fans bring a lot of energy, continue to feed off of them, and vice versa. Playing at home, it truly makes a big difference, especially when it comes down to hosting in that super regional.
3 out of the zone. Here it is to Grover. So a strike here on the inner half. It's really interesting because Arkansas performing well helps Florida in a little bit of a weird way, since that was Florida's SC series that they dropped on the road just barely in walk-off fashion. 3-1. Grover rolls it to second. And there's one down. It'll be really interesting to see how many SEC teams are in that part of the field.
I think we've seen a lot of them in the past. This is one of the best conferences, if not the best. I'd probably argue the best conference. You're going to see a lot of SEC schools in that pool.
Ava Brown to the plate. First pitch strike. Ava Brown, in Coach Walton's words, has earned this opportunity every bit after getting injured in the Cal game back in late February. Returned in the Mississippi State game to a standing ovation. So one's outside, ball and a strike. It was a real goosebumps moment. The crowd erupting came in right after a go-ahead 2-run blast from Kenley Cahalan. Said it was one of the most surreal moments I've ever experienced in my career. 1-1. Brown will take here, 2 balls and a strike. And Tim Walton said he's never seen anybody come back and look that good, confident, well-timed. That's why she's right back to being an everyday starter in the DP role. 2-1. Brown hops one to short. That's dropped out there by Wiley. There'll be no play.
A hard hit chopper by Ava Brown. I think that's the only play that you have as Wiley. A good call, but just not able to keep the ball in the glove. You see here, she chops it straight into the ground. Wiley does her best. Not able to secure it. Reading hops is difficult, Ryan. When you're taking defense, you see the ball off the bat, and you gotta make a split-second decision on the direction that you want to go in and how you want to approach that hop.
Former FGCU Eagle Allison Sparkman is pinch running at first base. Cassie McClellan, who homered back in the prior inning, was one of their best arms before she joined this Florida Gators squad. 1-0 McClellan will take. You mentioned the difficulty of making that play at short. A lot of times it's easy to take that for granted as routine, but it's anything but. So that'll be FGCU's third error. Two O's into the corner. Two 2-1 to Cassidy McClellan. Outside, ball 3.
Taylor, 2 innings so far, giving up 5 hits, 3 earned runs. The most out of any arm today.
3-1. McClellan blasts away into foul territory. And over, it is Gibson for the catch. Wesolowski will hop back in. 2 away in this inning. Gators challenged in this midweek, but have scored. Now 5 unanswered. Looking for more on the first to Wesolowski. It's outside, ball 1.
I'm surprised that her walk-up song is Michael Jackson. That's where my mind went as she stepped into the box.
What was yours?
I've had quite a few. Anywhere from, you know, any rap song. Throw in my walk-up song.
1-0 is whipped to third, and Gibson's a smooth operator, throws to first, and that will retire the side. Last chance to dance for Florida Gulf Coast. Gators are up 4 as we go to the 7th. Gators up 4 runs going to the top of the 7th. This one's been back and forth today, and the Eagles have been as productive as they've ever been in this series. Most runs ever scored in a game against Florida. They'll need 4 more, though, in the final inning.
They will. They've been, you know, they came out hot with their bats, putting barrel on ball. I think this is a really promising stat line for Fico as she moves on to this weekend, which is important for this team to be able to have some confidence going into the last 3 weekends. Said she wants to make a stamp in this program, and she's doing that tonight.
Leah Stevens will come in and close this thing out, the righty.
Stevens, the freshman, coming in. We've seen quite a few freshman arms in the circle today. But Leah Stevens going to be in the low 60s. A ton of upspin with that curve rise and change. Giving her some PT today. Get her feet wet.
The freshman step up against Oli Black. And throw a strike on the first. Leah Stevens said she wanted to go to Florida since she was little. Is now living that dream. Her dad was a big Gator fan growing up. Had to overcome a ton. As this 0-1 hacks on a nasty pitch. It's 0-2.
She's just twitchy. She just moves really fast. And even on that rise ball, it just disappeared out of her hands.
0-2 waved on for strike 3. Leah Stevens wasting no time with her first strikeout.
Coming in hot. We talked about that upspin, and she finds the top of the zone, that last one, and gets a swing and miss. Just nasty stuff.
Had a major health scare in high school. Missed her sophomore year with cerebral venous sinus thrombosis. That's a type of stroke. As the first into drivers is a strike. Had a blood clot in her brain large enough to fill the back of the head into the neck. It's a 5 in a 1 million kind of illness to deal with. And the doctors told her they didn't know if she would ever play softball again. That's up and in 1-1. But after missing her sophomore year, spent a year away getting better. Came back her junior year, had an 8.7 ERA. This 1-1 is up and in. Another great pitch, 1-2, and has continued to grow and get better, and now is a weapon out of this bullpen.
That's just a beautiful story for Leah Stevens to overcome so much and then come back strong the way that she has. Even this fall, face even more adversity, a partial sprain.
And she said it gave me a different appreciation for the game. She came back from all that layoff in her high school days, threw a one-hit shutout her first game back after just 1 day of practice. 1-2. Just missed there, 2-2.
Need binoculars to find out where that one missed.
Two. Up and in, ball 3. And a walk just outside the zone on 3-2. So misses there. The freshman puts one on base with 1 out. Williams, 2 spot in the order, will step in. And if you're playing the steep odds here, for FGCU, tying run is now in the hole. A long ways to go and only 2 outs to work with. And Kamari Williams is up. Lindsay Fico will bring in a pinch runner. Williams' second team all-conference pick to try and take advantage of some extra speed at first. So if you're FGCU, how do you carry this kind of game forward into the weekend, even if they don't come out with a win?
Well, the confidence, I think, speaks for itself. They came out hot, and just knowing that they can face a pitcher like Oxley and hit her hard, but then just, I think, how they've been able to just navigate the rest of this game and not giving up and looking confident in the box, I think is going to translate into the weekend. I think the biggest thing, too, is also the pitching. We talked about the walks that they've given up, the free passes. They can continue to limit those. I think they're going to be in good shape with how they're performing tonight in the box.
Snap tag, throw to first is not in time to get the FGCU pinch runner. Stephanie Van Brakel Prothro will come out for a conversation. Florida's pitching coach in her second season, very long time tenured assistant in the SEC, spent 2 years with Memphis before hopping into this Florida program. former pitcher at Alabama, two-time SEC tournament champion, 06 pitcher of the year. And according to all accounts, whether it's Coach Walton or the pitchers on this staff, she is fit right in with this big-time SEC program. Her experience is up there with the best of them.
Coached and developed a ton of successful pitchers, All-Americans, multiple, like Jackie Traina, Alexis Osorio, even Montana Fouts at Alabama. Won a national championship with them in 2012. I remember watching from my living room.
Two-0 is outside. Jalen Guinan is the pinch runner for FGCU at first. A local product, grew up in Trenton, Florida, just down the road. There's a strike, it's 3-1.
Trenton, a really small town. Other person I know from Trenton is Taylor Fuller. Spent a few years in the Gator uniform.
There you go. That's outside the zone. Another walk back-to-back from Stevens. Well, this is a little bit of a trouble spot, Alicia. All of a sudden, tying run is on deck for Florida Gulf Coast.
Stevens came out hot with a lot of pitches that were dancing and getting swings and misses, but now they're holding off on them and having a little bit more discipline, and Leah Stevens has got to find the zone, make the ball dance through it if she's going to be successful in getting out of this jam.
Coach Walton will come out, talk to Leah Stevens here. Checking in, Keegan Rothrock just hopped out of the pitching lab in left field. Now, she's been taking some warm-up tosses, so TBD if Coach Walton will go to his pen and bring in the ace just to get the final 2 outs of this game, not take any risks. And Coach Walton will make that switch. Here comes the reigning national pitcher of the week, Keegan Rothrock. More on her stellar outing against South Carolina when we come back. 9-5 game of the 7th.